Hello guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to draw the side view of the body of an anime male character. So let's get started. First I'm going to draw a vertical line. That's going to be the center of the body. And then a horizontal line for the bottom of the feet. And then another vertical line for the top of the head. And now I'm going to divide the height into into two sections. So make sure they are of the same height. It's a little bit there, I think. Yes, and then, by the way, gonna measure it. Okay, a little bit there. And then I'm gonna divide the upper half by 3 parts. And then the lower half, I'm gonna divide it into 2. So like that. For these 3 sections, so of course this is just for characters that are 6 heads tall, and of course you could have gone into 7 heads tall, but no matter how many heads tall, how many heads the height of your character is, you should always divide the lower half into 2 sections. That's because it's gonna be, the leg, and this is gonna be a knee, and the leg has only 2 sections. If you don't care about the feet, of course. But this character is gonna be 6 heads tall. I think that's 6 or 7 heads tall is the most normal height in most anime, but I might be wrong. And by the way, let's draw the head. The head is gonna be, of course, one of the sections, and it's gonna be side view, so just make a shape that looks like it's looking to the left. But it's just a sketch. Don't need to be detailed about the shapes. Okay, so the neck, remember that it should be on the line. I mean, right, the center of the body is gonna be the center of the neck too. And then for maybe the hardest part is the shape of the upper body. So basically there's a large slope down here, a really slanted one, and then it's basically straight down there. And then for this one, it will curve. It will be more curved than this one, creating the wings on the back of the body, and then it curves outwards again a little bit. And then it's the bottom. The bottom is around where this line is. It's a little bit lower than it. See, the bottom of the body is a little bit lower than this line. And then the leg is just 2 straight lines down there that tapers downwards. And then another one that makes it even thinner. By the way, there's a little curve here, and little curve outwards, or maybe not curve, just a straight line. This one is curved inside and this one is straight line, and at the end it curves a little bit out again. And then of course what you should know here is that this line is not where the knee is. Actually the knee is a little bit above it. How much? I don't actually know. You have to experiment with it a little bit and get a feel of it. But that's because there's an ankle and the feet here, and the leg is going to be divided into 2. So that means if because I divided it into 2 in the beginning, and if I were to draw a foot here, this one, the lower leg, is going to be a little bit too short. So you're gonna move the knee a little bit higher, and then draw the feet, or a foot, because the other one is being covered. So the thing about it is that you just have to draw it like that. Okay, so one thing I think is really hard when drawing the side view, or basically when drawing any characters, is to get the size of the feet correct. So what I've noticed is that this one should be almost as long as the as one of the arms, the lower arm. I'm gonna show you in a second when I'm done drawing the hand. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about it later, but I'm gonna talk about this one first. So the shoulder should be around in the center of the body, a little bit behind it actually, behind the center of the line of the center of the body, and then make sure it does not the arm is not completely straight down. That's unnatural. Okay, so no need to be curved that much either. So like that, and then this is about where the wrist is. Some characters have longer arms. Some characters have shorter arms. It really depends. Okay, so before I draw the hands, I'm gonna go back and talk a little bit about the foot. The length of the foot here, it should be around the length of the lower arm. That's at least what I have noticed. In real life also, if you take a foot, I know it sounds a little bit absurd, but if you take a foot onto your arm, it will be around that length, maybe a little bit shorter, because when you bend your arm, it's actually a little bit bent, so it should be this long. So if you draw a circle for the elbow, it should be that much, a little bit shorter than it. So yeah, pretty much. Then just draw the hand. The hand is also the size of the hand. I often compare it to the face. It should be around, if you take a hand onto your face, it should be, so let's say this is the eyes. The arm, the palm of the hand should be around this large. But of course this is anime, so they tend to have a little bit smaller hand. Also some anime have real life size hand. No, it really comes down to the style. But around this size is okay. Of course the hand is not the focus of this video, so if you want to have a detailed tutorial on hand, I have made another video. I'm gonna put a link in the description, and you can check that one out. A tutorial dedicated to drawing hands from these different perspectives. Okay, so let's look at it as a whole and make sure that everything feels natural. Maybe give it a little bit curves and stuff there. For example, here I can make a fake breast, and then maybe here's the belly button, and then it looks pretty okay. So I'm gonna draw the head of the character. Okay, so the thing about this video is that this is not the focus of this video, so I'm not gonna be that much detailed now, because I also have another tutorial on how to draw the side view of the face of an anime male character. So if you want, you can check that one out, but basically I'm gonna be a little bit fast and skip a lot of stuff. This is a small anyway, so you probably can't see a lot of things. Okay, this one is a little bit, it looks a little bit strange. So I'm gonna erase it a little bit. Gonna make a circle, and then make sure you don't, because when you draw the head, the head and the face, you have to make adjustments to other things. So make sure it does not get out of the position where it should have been. As you can see, the neck is a little bit too long, so I have to adjust the head to it a little bit. But of course it depends on the style again, how long the neck is and how long different things is. But that's about it. No, pretty good face. Now let's just zoom out again. I'm gonna complete the thumb, I think. Yeah. Okay, so everything looks alright, and we are going to get onto the details. So yeah, so I'm gonna start with the the hair, but before I do that, I'm just gonna run through everything with my eraser. Not, you know, not completely erase them, just make sure that they become a little bit transparent. And let's start. I'm not gonna zoom that much in because the video gets a little bit, you know, the solution gets a little bit bad, the resolution. Okay, this one I'm starting to not see. Maybe I've erased a little bit too much. I think I've erased a little bit too much. Can't see that much now. So when drawing the hair, you know, I have made another video on how to draw anime male hair, but not in side view. But basically, you just try to be as natural as possible, and if you're not that experienced, you will want to, you know, try to, you know, make a lot of, you know, sketch lines here and there for the hair. For example, you could draw a dot for where the root of the hair is gonna be, and then all the lines should point towards that, you know, point. But you don't need to do that actually, as long as you can get, you know, your desired hairstyle. And this is pretty good. So I'm just going to go on and do the neck, and then for this one I'm going to give him I don't know, a jacket, because it's winter now, so it's a little bit, you know, relatable. I'm gonna give him a snow jacket or a raincoat, I don't know. But the thing about jacket is that, okay, so I hope you guys can see this line that of the sketch that we have just drawn. That's the, like, the flesh body. That's the body when he's naked. And the jacket is something really thick, so there's gonna be quite a large space between the edge of the jacket and you know, the body. So I'm just you know, randomly making creases here and there. But most jacket goes, you know, the end of the jacket, most jacket goes, you know, have a slope here. That's because you know, the bottom is pushing, you know, the back of the jacket a little bit upwards, you know, when you walk. And then the creases also goes this way most of the time. Of course, it depends on the situation. So once again, I'm giving it a lot of, you know, space between the jacket and the body. And also it covers a lot. You see that it even overlaps a little bit of the hand. I should not have erased the hand, like seriously, I should not have done it. Okay. Really hard to redraw hands onto something, but Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Now let's just go ahead and draw the jeans, which is also very thick. It's really thick. So it's something like that. That's a little bit too much. Somebody just, whatever. And somebody just, somebody just pressed the, what's it called, alarm button on our house. But I'm not gonna answer the door. I'm just gonna keep doing videos. And so something about the creases of the jeans is that, okay, first of all, I said it's really thick, and also it has a lot of creases, a lot of folds, and the folds are on, most of them are on the knee and on the ankle, like the bottom of it. So just try your best to make it look natural. Okay, that's pretty good. And for the shoes, or in this case just one shoe, is it just has the less feet like, foot like shape. It's just really just a triangle with a little bit the little curve there and then a curve there, and they also have rounded corners, and it's also thicker. It's really thick, and it also it's larger than the foot of the character, of course. And by the way, this one is really ugly. I'm gonna erase it and redo it. No, pretty much that's pretty okay. This one is even uglier. Just gonna leave it like that. Maybe a little bit of differences there, little bumps here and there. And if we zoom out again, it looks pretty good. And one thing I've noticed is that this character feels like it's being falling a little bit towards, but if you move it a little bit like that, then it looks okay. So but it probably is because I did something wrong. Of course I could have erased it, but it's a much better solution to just turn it like that. So yeah, hope you guys have drawn the line a little bit more correct. I think I drew the the whole, the vertical line at the start of the video a little bit to the side, tilting to the side. So yeah, so this is a perfect example to show you guys how important it is to get the proportions correct. But whatever, now that we have done drawing basically everything, and by the way I forgot one really important thing, and that's the neck, which is gonna be really thick. That's like one of the most important thing about jacket, is that they cover neck, because the neck is getting will be really cold in winter. And this is gonna be a hoodie. Some jacket have hoodies, some jacket don't have. Make another crease there, maybe another crease there, I don't know. this is getting wrong. You know, so when you draw, you know, different folds, lines on the clothes, you want to make, you know, the bumps accordingly. So for example, there's a bump here right on where the lines is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But this one is a little bit like that. You know, you don't need to have, you know, sharp bumps always. Now that's pretty good. And this last one here is a little bit strange looking, but that's probably pretty okay too, you know. Okay, so I'm just going to make them look a little bit more natural. Okay, now we are done. Now we're done. Now we're really done drawing everything. I know this one is a little bit unclear, but I'm going to redraw it. I'm sorry guys, I know I suck at finishing. You know, drawing is always like that. So if you guys have any tips on how to, you know, finish a drawing, tell me in the comment section below. I'm just gonna erase it a little bit and then there's a crease there and then the hoodie. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now let's finish the eye of the character. Oh. Now that's really good. Okay, now let's zoom out again and we are going to do the shading. And of course I can see that there are still some sketch lines that I have not erased, you know, completely, but we are not going to waste our time doing that. Now let's just go ahead and do the shading with this pencil. You know, I think this is the first time I did it. I mean, do it on a video, but I think that is a great you know, opportunity to show you guys how to do different ways. I mean, how to use different ways of shading. And by the way, how can I forget this line? Here, of course, you know. Okay, so I always prefer to, you know, do the gradient style, but now I'm just gonna do the cross-hatching style. So basically, you just draw diagonal lines and more diagonal lines on places where it needs to be darker. But my you know, way of cross hatching is not very sophisticated anyway. It's so it looks a little bit like, you know, the gradient style because I draw too many lines of them, but that's okay, it's just a matter of style. And you could do this, and of course on the creases let's draw some shadows on them, and shadows here behind the arm here, and shadows here. Now it does not look anything like cross hatching, whatever, it's not that important. As long as it looks like shadows, that's the most important thing. probably gonna increase the size of this one a little bit like that. The ties are here, but you know, you can't see them. Let's just leave it like that. I'm just gonna make a circle here for the tie, no, for lasers. And why am I calling it a tie? No, it's a tie. It's a it's lasers. Now let's zoom out again, and as you can see, there are something wrong with it. There is something wrong with it, and it's that we need to give it a little bit of shade all over the body, because most jeans are blue, no matter if it's light blue or dark blue. You know, blue has some shade in it. It's just white that does not have any shade on it. And the jacket, I'm gonna give it also, I think it should be a gray jacket. You know, that probably, if I had colors, I would probably give it a shade, I mean a gray shade to the jacket. But you know, I don't have colors now, and gray is, this is pretty gray now. For the shoes, once again, it's probably not white. I think I would have given it a dark, I mean black or blue or dark blue, something like that. You know, to give it, you know, the, you know, some correlation between, you know, the colors of the body and the colors of this one. Whatever, the face don't need that much shade. And yes, we are done with this character. So remember, turn it a little bit sideways. I mean, turn the paper a little bit to the side. And I hope you guys learned something new. And of course, I have made another video on how to draw the body of an anime male character, the front view. So if you want to check that one out, I will probably put a link in the description. So make sure you check that one out. And if I remember to put a link, most likely I will forget it. No, not most likely, but I sometimes forget it. But please leave a like if you like the video, and if you have any questions, just ask that in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe, of course, and I will be uploading another video. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.